Hello, this is my computing project. It is a web app that I've made as a health companion. It is called HealthZen. I've done user testing and analyzed four different apps that is available that is related to health, mental health, journaling, and menstrual cycle tracking. And from that finding, I've narrowed down features that is important and users have mentioned that is user friendly and also recommended by them. I have done a web app instead of a mobile application as this is more accessible for everyone, and also this formatting or the visual part of it on a phone is very similar and as clean as an app would be. And also, it will be easier for me to handle huge chunks of data, and updating and deploying apps is easier on the web app. So, this is the login page and the sign up page. I've used Firebase authentication, therefore, Google is an option for users to use. I'm going to go through as guest, and I've added some mock data that is going to be used just to showcase what the features are and everything and how it looks. So this is the dashboard. From the first glance on the left side, we see the different sections that we have: the dashboard, upload documents, health metrics, offline health tracking, peer tracker, mood diary, and health reports, and then the settings part. For the dashboard itself, we have all of those buttons, parts in sections. I also have added a feature where you can hide certain aspects of it or sections of the website. As in, if I wouldn't need reminders and alerts, I can just simply click this as a user and it would be stored in the hidden features part, just like everything else. And if I wanted to come back, for example, the mood tracker, I can just click add to dashboard and it will be back on screen. So the first is the health documents. This is where users can upload their PDF or blood reports, and it uses OCR, which converts documents into text, and that text is analyzed and summarized and given out as this summarized data that they can use, can read. For example, this is already done, and if we can go down, we have the health report. This is where all the inputted data that has been done by the users, it can be summarized and given to them. For example, this is the quarterly health analysis from April 21st to May 21st. Um, and this is the average of everything that has been stored up, and they can save it as a PDF too. This also gives AI generated insights where it summarizes everything in short and gives you, I mean, understanding. For example, for blood glucose, it says that there's been changed by 3.1% since your last reading. And same goes for cholesterol level. And it also includes your mood if users have been using it. And it just gives like a clear update of how everything is for the past month from this area. This is also where the section where you can see previous reports that is downloadable. And if we go up, we're gonna look through the mood tracker real quick. This is where can just simply type or choose which mood they're feeling. So I'm gonna pick good, and this is optional, but this is where they can pick which influence them specifically, or they can choose multiple too. And this is where they can write how they've been feeling, a little bit like a journal, but also a very short type for their reference in general. But more than that, this is what helps with the sentiment analysis that you see over here. This is the sentiment analysis rate. So this is what, so all the words that's been written here, it is going to be given a score with everything. So this is the average mood. So this is scale from 1 to 5. So that is averaged out to 4.1 throughout all these data. There's different distribution and there's entries, and this is the entries part where you can see all the recent entries. And I will further go into symptom side of this later on. But that is the mood tracking area. We're gonna check the reminders and mental cycle trackers on dashboard real quick too. So this is where you can add a reminder or alert list. So you can add in a title and specific date and time and choose from one of these and the importance level of this too. This will add up in description. They can add whichever information they want from location to any specifics. And this is just for them to users to have an idea of anything important that is health related that they need a reminder for. As is a web app, there is no for the current version there is no notification sent out, but hopefully in the future plans it is planned out where I will be adding this like a notification, whereas like emails are sent out where users can opt in for email notification, and that's where they can get like a 2 days reminder, like a pre-reminder, or like a week ahead, or it's their preference, and there'll be a little form where they can just add in which is which they will like basically. And that is that. Then we have the menstrual cycle tracker. So these are just random data, but we can add another one. I'm gonna add something beforehand, which is March. Gonna add go for record period, go to March, put it for 5 days. Gonna do flow intensity, which you can choose from any symptoms that they've been feeling. They can add that, and any specific mood they've been feeling. We can add that too in the notes too, and that will be recorded over here with the symptoms and what the flow it is. We're gonna look into the specifics of the period tracker because the more the users use it, as you can see, these are the recorded cycles. The more they uses, the more accurate the predictions will be. For this, it is mentioned that the average cycle is 23 days because it checks out the difference in dates and finds out an average of when it's going to be. And it's predicted on June 10th. And with that information, the fertile window is also predicted and ovulation date is also predicted. But the rest of this whole page is going to be similar. We have, then we can go to health metrics. This is where you can specifically add your data of specific information from weight to cholesterol levels to RBC counts. So these can be added and you will have a 3 month, 6 months, and a 1 year data thing. I did have issues with the glucose reading form, so it is an extra form that I've added where users can use to go through it. But I will be removing this just to clear it up. But this is just a temporary fix that I added. I also added a reference range that shows just the glucose, blood pressure, and cholesterol just for the users a reference that they can use. I'm planning to, in future plans, I'm planning to add for all of them, as in if I was to pick WPC count, it should have a reference range just for WPC right here for them to know if they're within range or not. But yes, this data will show as a graph, just like the mood tracker will be a graph where it will show pinpoints of like how it is on the average and all of that. We can also go to the upload documents similar to the dashboard. This is a similar version where it has like an explanation too for users to read through. Again, using OCR technology to scan and fill out data, and it this data is secure as it is not sent anywhere externally. This uses OCR within this code and then converts it to text and then stores it temporarily, and then yeah, that is how it works. We also have the mood diary. This is an important feature as I've tried to make it more with emojis and less wordy, so it's much more easier to look at and it's much more cleaner to look at. So this is just the entries. You can look at the entries by the days, as I've mentioned before. We will look into this in a bit. But the mood analysis is just more of an explanation for the users. This is like an explanation of like how the ratings work, basically. And this is what the sentiment scores mean, so they have an understanding of what it is and what their number means. As in, this specific data set has 0.99, so you can look into that, and that is closer to 1, so that is very positive. Whereas when I add something super low, like just like higher, so that average mood was 4.1, sentiment was 0.99. After that, it the average mood decreases and the sentiment decreases too, and we can see the differences. And also has like a little how to improve your mental health just for their users to read through. Again, the potential for the future plans is to have an AI generated, so it's going to be more in tune of how the score is, and then give that specifically, more specifically for like those numbers instead of just a general paragraph. Then we're going to go back to here, which is achievements and badges. This is where the gamification of the web app is, and it is just to make inputting much more fun, as each input will be tracked and it will be given a little countdown or like a progress chart, so you know how much you've done, and also you get a little badge for it. There's also a section for mood badges and health badges. This is the health reports section. It's the same as the dashboard, but it is in a separate tab from to make it much easier, as the dashboard could look like a lot and condense your information, so it is easier for users to go through just for health reports just here and use it for whatever they need for. Then we have settings, and there's an option for dark mode for users that prefer dark mode that can use it during night. Yeah, and there's a profile. This is a fake profile that I've made, and yeah, they also have an option to delete account, as that is important. If users don't need their account anymore, then they just simply delete it, and all their information will be that has been stored in Firebase or Firestore will be deleted. And yeah, that's more for the security part. And there's the privacy and security, where there's an explanation of the privacy policy too, and it will be updated as I build up on this app. But yeah, this is the overall web app that I've made, and thank you for watching the demo.